Hey folks, Marty up north. Summer season's over here, northern Alberta. It's fall now. My focus is hockey with my sons, but still want to stay active and do a couple of videos. And I've had a couple of questions on what I bring out in terms of cook gear. So I just wanted to do a quick video on cook gear. So this is all I bring. This is my when I check off under my list of things to bring, and I call it cookware. This is my cookware. So you've seen on my videos, I eat almost everything out of this. You know, when I show up at a campsite at the end of the day, I'll boil water. I'll boil water either using fuel or fire, and then I'll show you there's a pot, and I'm always boiling water. And then you know, when you're out in the wilderness, it's not about living the same way you do at home. You don't do a 3-course meal, you know, because I see people trying to do that. They'll bring 3 pots because they want to do a 3-course meal, and it's not the way it is. You eat, and you know, you don't have to be an animal about it. You can be fairly civilized, but you can't eat exactly the same way you eat at home. So by that I mean, you know, you boil your water, you have a tea, and then maybe you put away your tea, and then you do your next course. You might have a soup, and then after your soup, then you have your main meal. So, you know, don't bring 3 pots out there trying to be just like at home. So here's what I typically bring. So the pouch is there, and typically, you know, so on the last trip I brought 2 pots. So I brought this bigger 2-liter pot, and then I brought this little miniature pot. The little miniature pot is sometimes I want to have a really small fire, just put a little bit of water, not waste time. It's to make a soup, and this pot really weighs nothing. I mean, if I bring out my scale and I show you, and I don't have to bring this pot, but this pot right now weighs 59 grams, so that's next to nothing. So what else have I got in my kit? I bring a little bit of dish soap. That's actually a lot. It's just a refillable jar, but I bring a little bit of dish soap. It's nice to clean properly your stuff once in a while. Actually, let me empty. So I have a 2-liter pot. This is an Alpine stainless steel pot. I mean, it's been scrubbed, it's been scratched. It can go on a fire. I'll do a whole separate video just on the difference between a stainless steel pot, an aluminum pot, and I also have a titanium pot. But for me, this is solid. This has taken 15 years of abuse. This can go on a fire. It distributes heat fairly uniformly, so it's good for boiling water, but it's also good for cooking in because it doesn't develop a lot of hot spots. This acts as a lid if you needed to. This is also a frying pan, and it could be a double boiler. You could put water in there, boil it, and have a hot surface here. And so I've used this for making pancakes and things like that, but more often than not it's just a lid, because when you got especially a campfire, you don't need all the embers and dust and smoke getting into your water. This is a Coghlan, very generic pot gripper. It can be used to grip the lid, it can be used to grip the pot. It's used for a lot of things. So I got my pot, and then I bring in my cook gear. Part of my gear is a plastic cup. Again, if you look at a plastic cup, because I see people bringing steel cup, and this is an insulated plastic cup, and it weighs 105 grams, so that's not a lot. And I see people bringing steel cups, and I don't know why people would bring a steel cup. I mean, this is insulated, it keeps the heat in, and it's lightweight, so get clever about things. I bring a cheap, I think this one is a Lexan spoon. And that's the only thing. I eat almost everything with a spoon. And then I bring, well, I'm always carrying with me a trusted pocket knife. That's part of my other kit, but here's the blade. So if I needed to cut something, I got my blade. But when you're cooking, the only thing you really need to eat is a spoon. So again, people will try to get too fancy and bring a spoon and a fork and a knife and things like that. You don't need it. So there's always a lighter in the kit, and I've had, you know, I've talked a lot about lighters. I mean, probably on me while I'm hiking. There's one in the kit, there's one in the first aid kit, there's one in my pockets, there's one buried somewhere else in a pack. I bring 3 or 4 lighters. They're super reliable. It's not the lighter being unreliable that I'm worried about. It's losing a lighter, so we're running out of fuel. But paranoid about making sure I always have a lot of lighters, because if you've ever tried to rub 2 sticks together or use a flint, it's not that easy. So the best survival tool is not to have a flint. The best survival tool is to have an extra lighter somewhere. And then of course there's, I've shown this before, there's the, you know, a micro stove that goes on top of this canister, and then to give a little bit of stability, I've reviewed this thing in the past, the stand. So because once you've assembled the whole apparatus, it does get a little flimsy, so the extra legs give everything that added stability. So now, you know, that's how quick it is, and now I got my fire. So that goes in my kit. And then you've seen this in the video also. I bring a little cup. I could use this same cup, but sometimes, you know, I'm already eating out of this cup, or I have my tea in there, so that second little cup is the one I use to scoop out water that's boiling and do things. It just comes in handy. It's something it's a cheap cup. So, and a little scrubber. I mean, these are 99 cents at the dollar store, and yeah, you can rub your pot with, everybody talks about sand, but boiling a little bit of water, putting a little bit of dish soap, sometimes biodegradable, and using a pot scrubber makes life easier. So that's there you have it. That's the whole kit that I bring, and when I'm done, it collapses down. So, you know, and I could save a few ounces, or not a few grams, by not taking the case for the stove. But when I pack it all away, I've done this so many times, my spoon goes in there, my stove goes in there, my spoon, my stove, the pot holder, the base for the stove, the pot holder, throw my lighter back in there somehow or other, bring this extra stove, put it all in there, and tighten it. So there you go. That's the extent of the cook gear I bring, and let's just do a quick test, see what all of this weighs. Now this is not full. Well, let's exclude the gas. I mean, the gas is what right now it says it's that's 100 grams of fuel net weight. I'm sure it's more than 100. Yeah, it's 149. So there's 100 grams of fuel plus 100 grams. So there's 200 grams. But the kit, the cooking kit itself, is 833 grams, and then throw a pot on there, or sorry, a cup on there, 950 grams. So 950 grams. So that's basically 2 pounds. And if I was an absolute minimalist, I would not bring the pouch. I would not bring that little red container, but the pouch makes it handy because when I'm unpacking my pack might be somewhere away from the tent, so then I take this and I walk over to my cooking area. So there you go. I'm Marty up north, and I'm showing you the simple things I carry in my pack to cook while I'm on the trail. Hope you enjoy the video, folks.